So welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Pack the Van and Go, and welcome back to the video that you've probably all been waiting for, and that is how I converted this two-wheel drive van to look like a 4x4 and give it a more higher, more aggressive look. Absolutely bonkers, and it drives like a car, absolutely mint. And I'm going to explain everything to you of how I did it, the parts that I use, and I'll leave all the different parts, all the part numbers that I used in the description below. So please head to the descriptions below to find out all the parts. Before we jump into the parts and all that sort of stuff, I would like to say, give a disclaimer to say that if you're planning to do something like this that I've done, then this can only be done with a rear wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter, not a front wheel drive van. So the parts that I'm listing are for a rear wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter. This is a 907 2022 automatic rear wheel drive Mercedes Sprinter. So these are all the parts that I've done it. So just so people are aware and don't have a go at me if they're going to try and do it to a front wheel drive Sprinter, rear wheel drive. Again, the parts that I've used, they are specific to doing a rear wheel drive Sprinter. These are the parts that I've used. There are other parts and equipment that you could use or possibly do it cheaper or more expensive, but this is what I've used in order to get this 4x4 look. So I've had the van back about a week or so now. I will say that to do everything that I've done on the build itself, I will say that everything I've done to the suspension, it's not a simple job. The van went in on a Wednesday morning to some mechanics that I know, and then I left the van with them with all the different parts, and it came back the following Tuesday. So almost a week that it took to do it, because again, it's not something that you can do lightly. It's not something you can do on your drive. It needs to go on a ramp to be able to have all these different parts to it. Hence why it went to mechanics who have done this before, the different vans, especially at the company I work for, Mule Vans. And they did it. They've spent the time on it. They made sure that everything was correct, because there's a lot of complicated parts to doing this, and I try and explain the reasons why. I'd also like to shout out to Kev and Sean at Mule Vans for all their help, advice and knowledge of helping me choose all the parts for this in order to do it. So I'm going to go through the different parts that I've used and explain why I use them. I'd also like to shout out to DP House. They supplied the lift kit for this. They are a Ukrainian company. I reached out to them. They provided me with all the expertise and the information that I needed to choose the right kit to do this van, and then supplied me with the lift kit as well. And I'll go through different parts, prices, and so on and so on. This was a standard. It was a builder's van. It was a two-wheel drive, rear wheel drive, medium wheelbase Sprinter that I wanted to give a 4x4 look to the van itself, to give it a more impressive stance on the road and make it just look a better van. So the parts that I used. So I'm going to do my best to talk through everything that is for the front and for the rear of the van. So starting off on the front, it's having a 5-ton wishbone front leaf spring fitted to the front, and with that you need these specific items here which you have to buy from Mercedes, and I'll leave the part numbers for a 907. These are the spring bearings and bushes for the front leaf spring. So you need 2 of each for both sides. That is the front leaf kit, which is supplied by DP House. So that's all the front 2-inch leveling kit. These are the Coney Active front shocks, 5-ton suspension that is going on. So I am planning to upgrade my van. And then you've got Sumo springs, black, heavy duty, for the front of the van, and that'll replace the standard bump stops. So with the Coney Active shocks, the front 2-inch lift kit, the Sumo springs, the 5-ton wishbone, and all the new spring bearings, it will give the front end a massive big lift. Jumping into the back, so this is the rear lift kit. It comes with all the fitting instructions from DP House. So that's all the rear lift kit, all the blocks, all the bolts, everything that you should need to do the rear end of the van. It's then having black Sumo springs to the rear to replace Sumo springs to replace the bump stops, because the standard ones are pretty pants. And then again, it's having Coney Active 5-ton rear shocks. It's also having double leaf springs onto the back, so taking off the single leaf spring and replacing it with a double leaf spring. So that is all my suspension kit to be able to lift this van. So when it's lifted, this is my standard wheel here. Inside there, I'll then be able to fit these monster wheels and tyre package, which are a 16-inch Rogue alloy wheel, CC1, supplied by Rogue Alloy. And then I'm having a BF Goodrich KO3 265/75 R16 wheel. So with the lift, don't forget, in the previous video, if you haven't seen, I fitted the Terrawagon Mondo kit to widen the wheel arch on the front. It will give the whole van pretty much like a 5-inch lift. So that's a quick summary of all the lift components that you'll need. Like I said, this is a medium wheelbase rear wheel drive 2022 model Mercedes Sprinter, and these are all the different components that I'm going to have fitted to the van in order to give it a full before look. So the 2-inch lift kit was supplied by DP House, a Ukrainian company. That retails for about around £1,000. They supplied me with the lift kit. It's a 2-inch lift kit that completes the whole subframe, the back end and everything, to give it a 2-inch 20mm lift across the whole subframe area of the van. So with the 2-inch lift kit, I then went and purchased Coney Active 5-ton shocks for front and rear. So again, depending on where you buy them from, Coney Active shocks, you're looking around about £900 to £1,000 for Coney Active shocks. So I went with the Coney Active 5-ton front and back shock system. Added to that as well, I reached out to Jones Springs. They're in Birmingham. They do leaf springs, so I ordered myself a 5-ton leaf spring for the front of the van, and with that you'll need to go to Mercedes and purchase some new bushes, and I'll leave the links down below like I said before. So 5-ton leaf spring in the back and double leaf springs on the 5-ton leaf spring in the front, double leaf springs on the back. Again, you're looking around, I don't know, £800, £700-800 for leaf springs. With the bushes itself, you're looking around about £150. You will need to replace the bushes. It is advised to do that because obviously taking out the old front leaf spring and replacing it with a 5-ton front leaf spring. On top of that, then I added the black Sumo springs there on the front and on the rear. I'll get onto the van and show you different components from there. The other thing you're going to have to do when taking into account, so Sumo springs, £600 to £700 for Sumo springs. Because of the larger profile tyres that are fitted to this van, you will need the Terrawagon Mondo wheel arch for larger wheels. I'll quickly show you that. Terrawagon kit, this is what it is. Basically, you fit that, you cut away some of this and you bend it back and then fit this new trim into the wheel arch. And basically the wheel arch used to come down here. You take this back to give a larger profile, to allow you to fit a larger profile tyre like I've done. You have to order from Terrawagon, looking about £500 for the Terra Wagon wheel arch kit. Again, it is essential. It will stop the wheels from catching and so on and so on. Then I also went for a Rogue alloy, CC1 16-inch alloy with a BF Goodrich KO3 265/75 R16 tyre. Larger tyre, smaller alloy, 16-inch to give it that big chunky look that you can see on the van. So again, it depending on price, I've obviously had to buy 5 because I've got the 4 wheels and tyre package upon the van, and then I've got the spare wheel carrier with the spare wheel on the mule ladder wheel carrier accessory onto the back doors to carry the spare wheel from there. So a package of 5 tyres. Head over to Rogue Alloy. They supplied them and they look absolutely mint. They finish it all off. They give the extra height, so you're probably looking in total probably about a 4-inch lift in total, probably more, with everything that I've added, from the 2-inch lift kit to the 5-ton leaf springs to the Sumo springs to the Kony Active shocks, the larger wheeler tyres and the Terra Wagon Mondo kit. It looks beastly. I've also been for a drive a couple of times. As soon as I got it back, I took it out for a drive one evening for about an hour. Drives lush, it drives mint because it's a 9-speed automatic gearbox, so it's lush to drive. And then last weekend I took it for about 100-mile drive. Absolutely mint, love it to bits. Drives absolutely beastly, and you're so high up, it's unbelievable. I was driving past a lorry the other day and I was pretty much could see straight into its cab from where I was. So yeah, it's got a good presence, a good feel about it, a good drive, and I love it to bits. So that is the suspension. I'll show you some of the things underneath that I've done or has been done to it, and I'll try and show you the shocks, Sumo springs and all that sort of stuff, Kev. So you can see there, as well as Archie, Kony Active 5-ton shocks. You've got a black Sumo spring just around the back there. All part of this lift kit, you've got these support points where you have to change the configuration, extend all the brake lines. This all comes with your lift kit in order to do it, and it comes with these blocks as well, which go underneath your leaf springs with the bigger bolts. So they're all in there and absolutely mint. Yeah, that's all on the back side as well, so no issues there. So with like the lift kit, you get all these subspacers that goes all the way through the subframe to give it a beastly look. You do get a new steering wheel column attachment as well, so that's all good. So in here, front Kony Active 5-ton shocks. All the brake lines have been changed and extended with all the new equipment. New strut piece that fits in between the Kony shock to give it the lift, and then in here you can see the black Sumo springs. The original Sumo springs are really tiny and really don't do very much, so the new Sumo springs are absolutely mint. And in there you can see the new 5-ton shock front spring, so absolutely mint. Yeah, no issues whatsoever. The 2-inch lift kit from DP House in Ukraine, it comes with everything that you'll need, clear instructions as well and diagrams to be able to fit this. So the mechanics had everything that they needed. It had no issues when coming to fit it. It just needed time in order to get it done. I can safely say that it has improved the look, the feel, the ride of everything about the van, and it looks absolutely beastly now that it's all done. So yeah, there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's a worthwhile addition? Would you do something like this? It's even. I'll show you this. I used to be able to just put my foot there and get in, but now I've got to use these grab handles and get in. That's how high my leg is to try and get in. Absolutely immense. Yeah, really happy with it. Even had to fit a rear step onto the back, just to try and make getting in and out that little bit easier, otherwise it'll be right up here. So I fitted the rear step to get in and out. So there you go, there's the van with all its suspension done, completed. Loads done to the van since making this video and since doing this. Still loads to do on the van. I think pretty much my next stage is I'm going to be buying some plywood pretty much next week, and then I'm going to start boarding out, finish off the insulation, boarding out all here and passing all the wires through ready to go in. Started some insulation. This is 50mm close cell foam into the pods. I've got to do that side, I haven't done that yet, but that'll be then carpeted and hidden, and then the trim rings and the wood will go in. That's quite a complicated task, but in future videos, all I'm going to be doing, I'm not going to be doing specific videos of how to do stuff. I'm going to be doing just van build updates. It's just taking too long to film and make videos in order, and I need to get on with this. I need it done, what are we now, mid-June. I need that side doing, panelled out, trim rings in, carpeted, roof panels in with the lights, all the wiring done, so I can start to build the bed and get the electrics in. I'm not too worried about the front, but as long as I can get a bed in, then I can start living in this. That's the plan. So yeah, but tomorrow we're going to carry on with wiring, max fan, water pump, loads to do, fridge, USB sockets, there's loads. Right, thanks for watching. I hope people enjoy this video. It might not be long, it might not be interesting for some people, but this is how I lifted a rear wheel drive mini wheelbase standard Sprinter to make it look like a 4x4. Now I've just got to try and get out. What are you doing down there? Oh, what are you doing down there? And we'll see you on the next video at some stage soon. Take care, bye bye.